Hello, and welcome to The Discriminating Gamer, the board game review show that doesn't really get the point of decimals, it's much more partial to fractions. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Marvel Contest of Champions Battlerealms from Upper Deck. In Marvel Contest of Champions Battlerealms from Upper Deck, 3 to 6 players are going to take on the role of one of the iconic Marvel superheroes, such as Captain America, Iron Man, Hulk, and many, many more, as they attempt to battle each other in a various Civil War-like scenario across many different locations. At the beginning of the game, players lay out a number of locations on the board in the area. You also have the Crystal Prison right in the center of the play area. Each player is going to take their character standee, as well as their character kind of health point tracker and several cards that have individual powers for that specific hero. Now, there are 6 die in the game that people are going to roll, almost like in Yahtzee fashion. Essentially, you roll the die to try to get what you want. You can do, I think, 2 rerolls, but there are certain mitigating factors here. Now, you've got the different symbols on the die. For instance, you've got like a yellow DNA strand, you've got the green beaker, which is science, but you've also got skills like red means you can punch people in your location. You've got a kind of a ranged punch where you can hit people in other locations, and a few other kooky things. Now, when you roll the die, if it comes up on that yellow or green symbol, they're locked. You can't do anything about them. And if you roll, I think it's 3 yellow, then you go to the Crystal Prison. If it's green, you blow up, you have some bad things happen to you. Now, you can use those die that you roll to do different things. For instance, as I say, you can use the red fist to attack people in your location. You got the blue symbol that you can use to attack people in other locations. You've got the cosmic like star or planet that you can use to move from location to location, and of course there's also the victory point where you can just gain a victory point for rolling that. But you can also choose to place those die rolls onto different of your power cards, and that way will let you do very powerful things like dealing 5 points of damage to somebody, or destroying locations, or all sorts of kooky things. Now, as I say, players can move from location to location. Now, when you move to locations, you can actually gain that number of points printed on that card. If you're leaving a location, you have to roll, first of all, one of the symbols, the cosmic symbols, to let you leave. But if there's another player in your location, you have to roll 2. If there's 3 players there, you'd have to roll 3. So in order to escape, you have to go ahead and roll that number of cosmic tokens. Now, there are also various abilities that you have. Each hero has 2 or 3 abilities that give him very special things. For instance, the Ant-Man is very careful. He's got to roll, if he rolls 3 of those beakers, it doesn't explode. He has to roll 4 in order to get it to explode and deal him damage. You've got like the Hulk, and the Hulk essentially ignores the first point of damage given to him at his location. He's tough. But you've got a lot of these different little things. You've got flight. Some heroes can ignore the restrictions on moving. They just have to roll 1 die to move from one place to place. Some have survival, meaning if they're knocked out of the game, they still have another round to try to make things better, to try to stay in the game. There's all sorts of different little code words that give them various abilities that help them fight in this battle royale. Now, at the bottom of your cards, you have those point dials. Now, these point dials are important because you're trying to get up to 21. That's how you win. But at the same time, if you get down to 0, you are eliminated from the game. You are out of the game. You take your cards, take your standee, and one of the locations is removed from the game as well. But whoever is the first to get to 21 points, or is the last one standing, wins Marvel Contest of Champions Battlerealm. So this is a pretty straightforward dice game, kind of a Yahtzee kind of game. You've got the various abilities, which are very cool. Give it some flavor, give it some interesting moments there. And you're going around and around trying to make the best of the die you get and trying not to roll, like 3 of the yellow or 3 of the green. So there's a push your luck aspect there because you can do the 2 rerolls and you can try to make things better. You can try to see if you can make those special cards and their abilities work for you as well. But it's funny because there's that point in the game where who's ever looking like they're really good, however they're getting really far ahead, they're going to be targeted and everybody's going to go after them. But then somebody else can take the lead, and then people are going to target them. So there's kind of that mechanic there going on. We played one game that was really, really short, and it was fun. It was quick. Really liked it. We played another game that kind of went on, and that survivor mechanic kind of kept 2 players in the game after they should have been killed. So there was that aspect to the game too. It can go longer. It can be short and sweet, or it can go longer and maybe out where it's welcome a little bit. But generally speaking, I like the game. It's interesting because some of the powers on some of the heroes are what you would call overpowered. But the thing of it is, it's almost like everybody's got something that's overpowered, so it almost kind of balances out. And that's interesting. I think there's possibilities here where if you pick the wrong combination of characters, some people are just not going to have a chance. But I think if you're judicious and you understand the game, I think you can make this work and have some real fun contests. This is a good game. I wouldn't call it a great game. I wouldn't call it an amazing game, but it's one I enjoyed. I thought it was fun. It's one I could see playing again, particularly with people that I guess aren't hardcore gamers. It's more of a light entry-level game, I think, for a lot of people in that sense. Kind of a brawler, but not really. I enjoyed it, generally speaking. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say try it before you buy it. It's a lot of fun. I don't know that it's for everybody. Thank you once again for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, we ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. We ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. We are The Discriminating Gamer, and ladies and gentlemen, I have many people ask me why I shoot my videos here in this corner, and the answer is my apartment is very, very cold. All the time, it's very cold, and for some reason, the corner is always 90 degrees.
Please somebody help me on my feet again. And I don't know where I'm going, and I don't know where I've been. Please somebody help me on the solid ground. It's a long time, and I'll be dying. Once a year I wind up in the band.
Your training exercise go.
Superior.